four-game winning streak alive as they host the 20th ranked Kentucky Wildcats in the O-Dome. Denzel Aberdeen, a member of last year's national title team who transferred to Kentucky, makes his first return to Gainesville, playing against his former squad. Tune in for a 3 o'clock tip on 92.5 FM. It's 68 degrees at 2 o'clock time and temp, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, Lauren Brooks, Taylor Dahl, and Tom McManus. This is
Helmets and Heels.
Helmets and Heels on 1010XL.
We're going to talk about the top 10 performers from the 2025 Jaguar season. Would y'all put our show amongst the top 10 of the shows on this radio station?
Yeah, I think so.
For 2025?
Yeah, top 7. Something like that.
Yeah,
I
I'd safely put us in the top 10. That's what I would do.
All right. I like it. How you guys doing? Happy
We're
Friday.
good. Happy Friday.
Yeah, man.
It's weird. I feel like you have so much time and effort put into football season, starting from July, obviously through the Super Bowl, and then it's over. And now everyone talks about what they're going to watch.
Yeah.
And it's like before, for the last 7 months, we've all known what we were going to watch and lock into.
And I always think about, obviously, we'll talk to several of them the next few months in the draft guys, and this is when their world is crazy. Like our world's crazy, from probably late July when camp starts through football season. But right now is when they all start picking up, and that's when their chaos of, during the season, obviously they're watching a lot of college football because they're evaluating players and stuff like that. But this time of year is when they go back and they have to do rankings and, like the positional value of each player and what they did in the Senior Bowl and what they did in bowl games and what they did in this and who's going into the NFL and who's not and who was injured and how much, that is so much information to have to take out. So I appreciate the guys who did that stuff because they save us a lot of work.
We just read their bios.
Yes.
Yeah, and I feel like us, it's just we got more homework. You got to figure out who the draft, what it looks like, who the prospects, who could maybe be a fit, maybe for other teams as well, so you got to dig in a little bit. I mean, just scouting one team every week and then looking at the NFL in a broad, kind of brush is, a little bit easier, at least for me. I don't mean it's hard. None of it's hard, but just the amount of work and effort and really digging you have to do when you're looking at the free agents, like who's available, what position, where are they at? Is that team maybe going to keep them? Maybe they're not, then the draft and how deep the draft can be and all that stuff. So, we appreciate everybody that does the legwork and then just putting that together. You just got to dig a little bit, but we love doing it, right? We love doing it. It's been proven that, football is, especially in the NFL, it's year-round. I mean, you maybe get a month off. And then we got all these other great sports to talk about in between. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's
welcome to college basketball, college baseball season.
Absolutely. Baseball.
Obviously, gymnastics for me continues.
Hockey.
Yeah, I was about to say,
the Olympics.
hockey, baseball's about to start.
Beanpot champs, Boston College. Way to go, boys. Nice work. Always like, what's that? It's a big thing up there, the Beanpot Classic. It's the 4 schools. Hockey, and they're normally really good. Like BU's really good, BC, Northeastern, and then Harvard. So it's all those Boston schools. They fight it out, and the winner, is claimed.
Did you say Bean Pod?
Bean Pot.
Oh.
Yeah, the Bean Pot Trophy.
Bean Pot Trophy.
Yeah,
okay.
They just
That's
won
cool.
it. Yeah.
I love that, though.
Yeah, it's good hockey.
Yeah.
It's good hockey. You love hockey. The Icemen are doing great, so that's always a good place to go if you
there's a game tomorrow if anybody wants to go.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Is your date bringing you there?
I don't know what. I really do want to go, and I feel like it's the perfect kind of timing to go to a game. Right about now is when things really start getting heated up in the NHL and the ECHL and the AHL. Hockey season right now is full go when it comes to what all that looks like, and obviously the Olympics too.
Yeah, I tell you, the algorithms on my reels are more hockey fights, more and more. I wonder why. I just keep looking at, keep watching them. They're kind of, you get kind of tasty. You're like, oh wow, I want to see the next one. It's funny. Those guys are crazy, man. They're absolutely. To fight on skate, just that, all of it. And, I mean, the whole thing is just awesome that you can take matters into your own hands. You can't really do that in many other sports. Maybe baseball, where, with the pitcher, you can throw at the guy and that kind of thing. But
you're going to get suspended for quite some time in baseball. Not the pitcher hitting someone, but once the base brawl breaks out,
once the bench is clear, somebody's getting
Whereas
in
in
trouble.
hockey, it's almost
if the
rewarded.
bench is clear, there was
Right.
Yeah, but you're right. You go into the penalty box, and that's pretty much it.
You go to timeout for a little
Yeah,
bit.
you go to timeout for fighting. He hit me
But that's what
first.
we talk about sports and college baseball, for example, when I was like, the heckling that happens in college baseball is so much fun. The heckling in hockey is probably the best because like there's nobody says anything. The guys in the penalty box, like the fans will be right behind him, right behind the glass in the penalty box, cussing him out, saying whatever, making fun of his mama, making fun of his brother.
Yeah.
And they're going back and cussing them out too, usually with half their teeth in. And so it's just so entertaining to watch that. If you get a chance, if you've never been, I always tell people to try to sit near the penalty box because you get the most entertainment possible right in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, the last Iceman game I went to, they invited me for the third period to sit in that box. It was awesome. I
Did
mean, right
people
on the
heckle you?
ice. No, there was no heckling, but a guy got a penalty. It was just so funny sitting there next to it. I'm like, look at you, man. You got in trouble.
I did.
Can't wait to get out there. But being on the ice level, man.
It's cool.
Those guys flying around.
I feel like you definitely would have been in the enforcer camp.
Yes,
as
for sure.
if you were a hockey player.
I'd like to score goals. That'd be fun. But actually, the best is, forget all that fight. The best has got to be the hits. I mean, think about guy coming around and you're full speed on skates. What are you doing? Like 30 miles an hour, 240 pounds, and he don't.
Just getting checked into the boards,
and barely with
everything
any
rattles.
pads. You know what I mean? Hardly any pads at all. I mean,
slim.
the collisions must be just unbelievable. Knocking someone into the glass and it breaking.
And then
or
they just spin
swaying
and keep going a lot of times, and you're
yeah,
like, okay.
just unbelievable. So that part is what's truly fun. I feel with hockey,
Yeah.
and when it gets to the playoffs, it even the hitting. It's like in the NFL, the hitting becomes even
Ratchets
higher.
up.
It
Yeah.
ratchets it up. Yeah, it's great.
I feel like right now, thanks to this conversation, the Iceman's phone lines are ringing.
Yeah, I hope
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I
guess
Oh, and
good
actually,
game.
my
Now I
brothers
just
are. That might be a McManus brothers
Yeah.
trip. I just thought of that. That could be interesting. Yeah, it's nice too. It starts early, it ends early, and then you can go do whatever once it's finished.
Yeah, I said their phone's ringing. I forget now. Everyone buys their tickets online. Nobody calls anymore. So
JacksIceman.com.
there
There
we
you
go.
go.
Get your
Yeah.
tickets. All right, let's begin this countdown for the top 10 Jaguars performers. We'll go 10 to 1. I have a feeling
10
that
to 1.
I have a feeling that our probably 1 through 5 is similar, but my guess is that after like the 6 through 10, we probably have a little bit of a shakeup. That's my guess, but we'll see as we go along.
We're starting at 1 or 10.
We're starting at 10.
So I'm also, was it a little more difficult for you than you thought? Actually, like
I didn't
in
see that.
order?
In order was difficult, yes.
Because for me, like as I was going
Sounds
through
like,
this
wait,
list,
I'm not ready.
as I was going through, for me personally, number one, there was a few, like 2 or 3 that I didn't get to put in that I could make arguments to put
Absolutely.
in. And I was like, okay, but if I put them in, who do I take out? And I was
Right.
arguing with myself about that. And also like the value of it. You talk about performances and you talk, okay, are you talking about like the half a year? Like what happens, do you just take away injury in certain circumstances? To me, a lot of the guys I was looking at, I'm like, if you take them out, how much does the defense change or how much does the offense change? And my mind was so many things were going through my mind when I was trying to do this. It was a little more difficult
Yeah,
for me than I thought it was going to be.
I think performance can be viewed in different ways.
Yeah.
You have how impactful that person, that player was, how important the position is overall, the consistency to your point with injuries. Like there's all different ways to look at it, which is why it'll be fun because I think our list will be very different.
Yeah, what kind of year did they have with all that factored in?
Yeah.
That's part of the game. You stay healthy and you don't unfortunately get injured or something
The best
happens.
ability is availability.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all right, I'll start. Number 10 for
Okay.
me, Jordan Lewis. I feel like this
Nice.
defense was drastically different thanks to a lot of different things, obviously Campanilla's scheme and things like that. But also I felt like the veteran presence of Jordan Lewis kept this defense able to not just be the number 1 run defense, that's probably more up front, but overall be a defense that had as many takeaways as they did, right? Like I think Jordan Lewis was a huge veteran presence for the defense. So number 10 for me, Jordan Lewis. Who you got, Taylor?
I like Jordan. Jordan's a little higher on mine, but
Okay.
I have number 10, Cole Van Lanen. I think that Cole, in the sense of he was, if not your best, one of your best pass blocker, run blockers, and when it comes against the pass too, and being able to do it at multiple positions, I think to me makes you even so much more valuable. And obviously, you get a contract this season for a reason. I went back and forth of whether I wanted to put Anton or Cole. And I kind of battled with those two guys of who I just felt like made the most impact at one time. But I do think that Cole was better against both of the different things that you have to do on an offensive line and being able to do it at multiple positions. I put Cole for my number 10.
Okay.
My number 10 is Anton Harrison. He's the other tackle. I think he answered the bell when the coach called him out, and even just, coaching him up throughout the year. And I thought he had a really good year, played aggressive, did a nice job overall. Didn't have great games every single time, but I think, as far as the offensive line is concerned, he's one of the top performers, and I got him at number 10.
Well, spoiler alert, I don't have any offensive linemen in my top 10, and that's not because I think that the offensive line played poorly. It's definitely not that at all. In fact, they played better than I anticipated. But I didn't feel like I could take just one from the group. But I understand both of your arguments and reasonings for them both. If I had put an offensive lineman, and I was close to putting Robert Hainsey, because I feel like he probably helped Trevor a lot because he knew the offense. But in the end, like I said, spoiler alert, no offensive lineman for me. For me, number 9, Antonio Johnson. I think the best safety on this team. And he's a guy that we knew his potential, and his athleticism was certainly a part of that potential. But this year he was able to really put it together, and obviously 5 interceptions to go along with it. I've got him at 9.
Yeah, it's funny because that's another thing when we're talking about evaluating how we were saying the performers, because my mind a lot of time was thinking about my expectation for that player and then what they did, and so that added value. So Antonio is very high on my list, so I'll get to him also. But my number 9 is Buster Brown, and that's somebody we've talked about a lot. I want to see Buster back here in Jacksonville. I think he stepped into some big shoes and had to play a pivotal role in this defense, and he's one of the more, to me, consistent from start to finish corners that we had. Obviously, other ones dealt with injury, so that's something that you're factoring into that with Jordan Lewis, obviously Travis Hunter. But I do think that when it comes to his playmaking ability, and there's a reason that a lot of people want him back here in Jacksonville, I really liked him. And I think a lot of it for me too is you weren't expecting him to have to be a massive piece of this defense, and he ended up having to be, and he stepped into that, and you almost didn't feel like there was a drop off in the corner room when he had to play that role.
Yeah,
as
I want to see him
CB1.
back too.
Yeah,
I definitely want to see him back. I have Foye Oluokun at number 9. I think he had a monster year from his middle linebacker position. If you put his stats up against all the Pro Bowlers, he's right up there with them. And not just tackles, passes, defense. He had double digits. Not as many, obviously, picks. Sacks, they could rush him a little bit more. But, man, just always there, game in, game out, always around the football, always making plays, never, seems to be getting knocked back. On occasion, we all do. It happens. But I think what he did at that position, he deserves number 9.
And lead communicator on the defense as well. I think that's important.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, more to do. I guess we'll just keep this top 10 rolling because we're only through the first two. You are listening to Helmets and Heels on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Greenlaw Group Studios.
I sent word throughout England that each village should send the very best men they have. These are them.
The Drill. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
We're in a lot of trouble.
Mornings on 1010XL.
Tara Lagaman for Local Fair Jacks. It's our go-to for local produce, eggs, and meat. You pick exactly what you want each week online, straight from local farmers. And knowing where your food comes from matters. Visit localfairjacks.com.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Dr. George Barry, your local orthopedic surgeon. In the wintertime here in Jacksonville, it does get pretty cold, and sometimes you wake up with aches and pains in your shoulders and knees. Don't forget to stretch and stay mobilized so these joints don't stiffen up. And if that doesn't work, you can see us at Barry Orthopedics, where we can give you the treatment that you need.
Be sure and check out the expertise from Dr. George Barry and the entire staff at BarryOrthopedics.com. That's BAHRI Orthopedics.com.
Bowden Iron Associates. Helmets and Heels Friday.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at KeyBuickGMC.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
take a walk on the wild side, and step into the great outdoors.
Look at this beast.
Captain Kevin and Captain Kirk join Jeff Lageman every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 on the Nimnit Outdoors Show.
You got it.
On 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Golf for a great cause. It's the UNF4 Scholarship Golf Classic, Friday, March 27th at Queens Harbor. Support the Swoop Impact Fund with a sponsorship or foursome. Contact jc.wegner@unf.edu.
It's a blizzard of big wins at Best Bet Jacksonville. The Best Bet Blizzard on the Beach Poker Series is heating up February 5th to the 16th with 10 tournament events, Best Bet live stream feature and final tables, and $600,000 in guarantees. It's cold outside, but the tables are hot inside Best Bet, with satellites taking place daily into the $1,700 Mystery Bounty main event. Learn more at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Now here is my love. Newsflash, gang. Valentine's Day is coming, so guys, you gotta get with the program. And let's think outside the candy box. It's the Big Orange Chorus. They're back. You know the deal. The guys come out, they serenade your girl. 2 songs, a rose, a large Hershey's Kiss, a greeting card, a photo with a group. All you got to do is call 355-SING or go to BigOrangeChorus.com. That's BigOrangeChorus.com. Virtual Valentine's also available, but order today at BigOrangeChorus.com.
We don't have too many cold nights on the First Coast, but when the temperature drops, you want to hit the heat button and warm up. That's where Florida Home comes in. They're the AC experts in Jacksonville, and the importance of keeping your heating system in good working order is really important. If it stops working when it gets cooler, Florida Home will leap into action and provide you with the best solution. Heater and heat pump repair service and new system installation. They do it all. Just call Florida Home AC at 777-4300, the official heating and AC partner of the Jaguars.
We've all been there. You hear about an incredible event Monday morning, but it happens Sunday. Stop missing out. Jacksonville is the flip side of Florida, and we have the solution. From under-the-radar sporting events to the perfect family outing or date night, Visit Jacksonville is your all-access pass to the city. Plan your 2026 season at visitjacksonville.com/locals. visitjacksonville.com/locals. Or download the Visit Jax app for the full lineup. See what you've been missing.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
I don't mind you coming here, wasting all my time.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. All right, so we are counting down the top 10 Jaguars performers from 2025. Since there were obviously a lot of good players, it was difficult to put a list together. Yeah. And so that's why, of course.
This is good. Last year, making my top 10, I was like,
Yeah, right. I need a minute.
Do I have 10?
We are going to go with Logan Cook and Ross Matisic and, Kim Little.
Yeah.
I, by the way, also, spoiler alert, I don't have any of the specialists.
I didn't either.
I didn't even think of them. Sorry,
Jacob
guys.
yelled at me for not putting Cam Little, and I was like, but then who do I take out? And that was like my issue, because there's two guys that, and we'll talk about this at the end, two guys that I didn't put on this list that I really, really want to put on this list. And so it's like, I can't. I'm sorry, Cam. I love you.
Well, to me, the specialists go in a different category, regardless of how well you perform. When we talk about a physical, violent gladiator sport, that is football, it's really hard for me to say the kicker, the punter, and the long snapper belong in that conversation.
Be careful. Scobie's going to call this show.
And you can be a top performer. Just in my eyes, it's the guys
Jason Myers is like, hello.
Exactly. 4 for 4, 5 for 5 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but again, I'm glad we all agree.
Yes.
I'm sure they deserve to be in a top 13, sure. But yeah, they're not in these. All right, so mine, number 10, Jordan Lewis, number 9, Antonio Johnson, number 8, I have Jacoby Myers.
Me too.
All right.
We got a match.
Ding, ding, ding. Which is perfect. Valentine's Day is tomorrow. We got a match. Look, we know what the offense looked like before Jacoby Myers. We know what the offense looked like after Jacoby Myers. And of course, the rhetoric around town was, well, if he can't catch Trevor Lawrence's footballs, then nobody can.
yeah.
And we're about to see, make or break for Trevor Lawrence. But in the end, Jacoby Myers said, I'll make it look easy. I'll catch everything my way. James Gladstone was right. His superpower is catching the football. We thought that was something we should all take for granted, catching a football. Every other team seems to do it. But the Jaguars were leading the NFL in drops before Jacoby arrived. So, yeah, I've got him at 8, and as does Taylor.
I do have him at 8. Yeah, I think same reasons. I mean, I think that not only what he did, and that I've talked about this so much about he came and was catching the football and making plays, and that's fantastic, but it felt like he made the room around him better, and I think that's even more of something special that it's hard to find, of bringing one player, putting him into an offense that he hasn't been a part of, with a quarterback he's never played with, and a bunch of weapons around him that haven't. It was there were some injuries at the time happening, obviously, and so you're trying to figure some of that stuff out all at once, and everything just felt like it started to click when he got here. One of the stats I saw today, it was on Fantasy Points data, so it was like best catchable throw rates in the intermediate area of the field, and Trevor Lawrence was number 1 in the NFL this year. That's that 10 to 19 air yards. 81.4% completion percentage in that area. And I think, to me, that is a big thing. Parker too, but Jacoby was a big piece of that range. And I think that's something that pre-Jacoby we talked so much about. The hospital balls word was getting thrown around. The drops were getting thrown around, which they had 21 of them in the first 6 weeks or something like that. We didn't know what was going on. And it was this kind of trend that kept happening with Trevor Lawrence. And we kept being like, what is it? Is it Trevor? Is it just the receivers? Is it just like a curse that, whatever's happening here? And that immediately changed when Jacoby got here. And I think that, not saying all of a sudden people learned how to catch passes because Jacoby Myers stepped in the building, but there was something to what he added to this room as a whole.
Yeah, the veteran presence from him for sure.
Yeah, I think if we were doing top impactful players, I'd include him on my list. But as top performers, I did not include Jacoby
I can understand
Myers.
that too.
He was great. I love that he's here. He did change the room. He did change the dynamic. I thought for a little bit he was really showing, they were going to him a lot. He was getting a lot of production. Then he kind of tapered off a little bit. I thought they'd go to him more, what have you. I think he'll be great next year. So I don't have him in my list, but I do have Antonio Johnson at number 8.
Okay.
I just think the way that guy has turned his career around as far as being counted on as a starting safety. We've always liked, I remember when he was a rookie, and I was like, dang, looking at him, like, I can't believe he was a 5th-round pick. And just from his size, his speed, the way he could move, he loves to hit. He's a physical guy. You can blitz him. You can lay him back in coverage. He can do one-on-one. He's a good man cover guy. He had a good knack for the ball this year, 5 picks, tied for the team lead. He won for a touchdown as well, and what a great view I had watching that. You could see it coming. He was going to come right around that bend and go down for the touchdown, and it was just fantastic. So I think he had a tremendous year. He's my starting safety. Figure out the other guy, whoever that other guy is. But Antonio Johnson's my leader at safety right now, and he's my 8th pick.
Yeah, the fact that he was a 5th-round draft pick, I think everyone was surprised at the time. We thought he'd go higher than that.
Totally. Well, at least 3rd, 2nd, maybe not 1st, but...
Sure, but definitely before 5th. That's for sure. All right, I bet we have another 5th-round pick, by the way, in our top 10. All right, I have at number 7, Devon Hamilton. Big D-Ham. To me, the Jaguars were the number 1 team against the run for a reason, and that's because Devon Hamilton, he may not be the best nose tackle in the league, despite his teammates saying that, but he was obviously a huge piece of that run-stuffing defense. And he's a guy that has battled back, certainly from I guess I'll call it traumatic injury, because from everything I've heard, he was pretty close to near death at one point in time with that injury that he had. And so the fact that he's been able to bounce back, and I think he's just a great guy to have in that locker room and to have on that defensive front as well. So I've got Big D-Ham at number 7.
Yeah, I love D-Ham. Spoiler alert, did not have anybody from the defensive line on my list. And I like the run game, obviously, was a huge part of this defense. It's hard for me to put that when you didn't have the other things when it comes to the consistent pass rush and some of the things you needed up there. But they were ones when I talk about right on the outskirt where I was like, oh, can I fit them in? And I probably would have taken out Cole Van Lanen and replaced them. The rest of my list, I just couldn't really change anybody out. My number 7 is Jordan Lewis. And you mentioned Jordan earlier in yours. I just feel like he was one of the if not the best free agent they brought in. You could argue maybe a Hainsey or one of those guys. But Jordan Lewis, and the injury is unfortunate too, because you really wonder if Jordan Lewis was fully healthy through this entire season, how much better this defense would even be in the way they were taking away the ball. That's one of the biggest things we talk about. It's not like Jordan Lewis was getting all of these takeaways, but he was just such a massive piece in this defense, in the way it kind of felt like it ticked. And you felt that when he wasn't in there playing. You were like, okay, well, what is the difference when Jordan Lewis is in there? And so when I was telling you before the show, or at the top of the show, when I was evaluating these, I thought about people that if I felt like when they weren't playing, or if you were to take them out, how much things would change. And I think Jordan Lewis is just a massive piece of how this defense kind of ran, especially with Coach Camp this year.
And not every player who gets the takeaway gets all the credit, right,
yeah.
Tom? Like, didn't you get credit for a takeaway that Bees had once upon a time?
No, well, he took it away. I just batted it.
Well, that's what I mean.
I tipped it then right into his
That's an
hands.
assist.
Yeah,
Right.
that's an assist.
Yeah.
There you
But
go.
sometimes players are in such a good position, or they're affecting the quarterback in a certain way that's how that turnover gets created.
Yeah, no, for sure. And look, we know by watching this defense, when they were getting the takeaways, there was a lot of pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. They were getting hit, sacked, knocked around, chased out of the pot, what have you. And then that tapered a little bit. And then, of course, we want to see more of that. But my number 7, I got D-Ham as well.
Okay.
And the reason I have it is 2 things. One, I think if we made a most improved, he would be one of the top most improved, because last year when I would watch film, I saw number 52 get pushed back way too many times. I'd come on my podcast and be like, man, I just can't believe he's getting knocked. Now, there'd be plays where he'd make a great play, no gain or a TFL, but then you see him block too much. This past season, that wasn't the case at all. And you don't lead the league in yards per game, per game in run defense. And they were second or third at the highest at yards per carry without your nose tackle playing outstanding football. You can't have both. Eric's a big part of that as well, helping with the defensive run side of things. But I think with the way Devon Hamilton played the run and split the double team. Go watch how he worked the double teams, man. Remember when, who was the first one? Was it Josh or Trayvon that said best in the business at camp? And you're like, what? Best in the business? I know you like your teammate, but seriously? But they must have saw some kind of improvement because he was splitting double teams absolutely in perfection a lot of the time when they were stopping the run. So he's number 7. I think without it, as a former linebacker, you're only as good as your guys in front of you. So he's my number 7.
So we matched on 7, but you didn't do the yay like Taylor did.
I didn't. You didn't ding, ding, ding.
I was trying to hold the emotion.
Funny, this just popped up as we were talking about this, but Josh Hines Allen just tweeted, he goes, I feel like I'm working harder being an off-season dad than winning a championship. Shout out to my wife and the stay-at-home moms with kids.
That's the truth.
They have 3
That
little
is
ones.
the truth.
Yeah. And I'm sure it is hard, but also we didn't win the championship, so just sliding that in.
Maybe that's why we're not there, Josh.
Speak of the devil, as the saying goes. My number 6 is Josh Hines Allen. Look, Josh Hines Allen, if you take sacks aside, had a phenomenal season. But yes, I know we have to focus a lot on sacks and getting the quarterback actually down. But this is a guy that I do think he's a better defensive end against the run, or better edge against the run, than people give him credit for. And we know it around here, but I don't know if league-wide people, because that's all they really talk about when it comes to pass rushers, right? Those edge guys, how many sacks do you have? They don't also look at how good were you against the run. And Josh Hines Allen did that, and hopefully the sacks get back to double digits next season.
Tom?
I
Did you have Josh?
I have Josh as well.
Okay.
I
How
thought
did you know that?
I actually changed it during earlier in it, because I was sitting. I had P. Wash at a number, and I was like, he's too low. He needs to move up, and I had to move down. And then I thought, like, okay, so if top 5, we're not there yet, right?
Yeah.
Just above. Is anybody on the defensive line worthy of a top 5 performance? You would have to say probably not.
Yeah.
That defensive line wasn't as good as it needs to be. It was good, but needs to be
better.
So as far as who's getting to the QB, the best, it's Josh Hines Allen. Who helps stop the run? Devon Hamilton, who goes after the pass. And, all around, like you said, I've got Josh Hines Allen at number 6. I mean, look, I think if you watch the tape, week after week, and you'd go, all right, and all you did was focus on 41. You'd be like, he had a good game. He had a good game. And then there'd be a couple we'd be like, you didn't see him that much. He wasn't that impactful. But then he'd come back with a good game, and then he'd come back with another. You know what I mean? If he went start to finish, and remember. And I think he thought about that record way too much.
Potentially. And
then when he got past it, it was like, all right, it's over. Like, forget it. It's off I don't have to worry about it. I'm not thinking about it anymore. I'm just going to play football. And I think it showed in his game. So I'm expecting a big year out of him next year. I think he should be. You know what? Let me rephrase. He needs to be. They paid you to be that sack artist. They paid you for 15 plus.
Right. 8 is not quite good
8,
enough.
9 is not even 10. You need to be in that 12 to 15 to even higher range year after year after year. That's what they paid you for.
And it is surprising as I think about how many games that the Jaguars had double-digit wins, and that's where you expect that extra sack production to come in, right? And especially, too, like you played a Cam Ward, a rookie, twice this season. You played.
He did knock him out of the game, though. So that's good.
That's true. But yeah, you played other young quarterbacks, and you just didn't quite see the sacks translate for the pressures like we've talked about.
Yeah, I feel bad for Josh Hines-Allen on my list because I actually did have him at, I think, 6, and then I wanted to add somebody in, so I knocked him completely out. He went from 6 to nothing.
She's cruel, people.
I know. I'm
Man,
sorry. I'm sorry. And a lot of it is I started thinking about it. I was like, it took so long to get 2 freaking sacks. Like, if you're getting paid the amount of money you are and you're supposed to be your team's sack getter and it took you that long to get 2, then to me, you're not performing the way that you should. And I do think there were moments this year that I would say he was a top performer on the Jags, but I just don't know if it was consistent enough for me at this point to say that. And there's a lot of pressures. I get that. I read the stat the 1 week where it was like he was in the top 3 of being a part, I think, like pressures that cause turnovers for, opposing quarterbacks. Those are all things you like. But I think part of this evaluation for me is my standards are way higher for Josh Hines-Allen. So it's hard that's kind of what lowered him. Yeah. And that's not maybe fair because he probably was he was a top performer. But I think expectations for me, he should be better and he can be better. And so he wasn't in that realm for me.
Here's the reality. They gave him massive contract because why? Because he had 17 and a half sacks. If he didn't have that number and was more like the 8 and 9 that he's been doing consistently, they would have never been near that number to give to him. So we do look at it, whether we're media or fans or even teammates, you're like, and coaches, everybody, like, hey, man, we paid you for, to get more sacks, like to be one of the leaders in sack, numbers. But production, even more than that, we're looking for that guy that just takes over.
Yeah.
And just takes over.
And you've said this a few times, Tommy, the last few weeks there was a lot of moments this year where the defense blew it, including in the postseason. Yeah. And in those moments when a Josh Hines-Allen sack would have came up huge, you weren't able to get those. And those are the moments you expect a player like that at that caliber. And so maybe it's me just being like, Josh, I know you're better than that. So that's where my standard is. But anyway, long rant of why he got knocked from 6 out of my list. My actual number 6, I have Travis Etienne. I think that Travis Etienne was, especially in the first 8, 9, 10 weeks, was just such a massive piece of this offense when the rest of the offense were trying to figure things out and they couldn't catch the ball and there was a lot of drops and Trevor wasn't accurate and it just felt there was illegal shifts and formations and all of these things going wrong. Travis Etienne felt like the piece that just kept things going. And I think if you didn't have Travis Etienne in that first half of the season, you lose a lot of those games. And then you're not looking at the postseason and you're not looking at that final stretch being what it was. And that's all hypothetical. It's just me thinking, I'll never be able to prove that, thankfully, because you were able to figure things out and Travis Etienne was able to play. But I just think he was such a big part of that offense in the first half. And then even down the stretch, he had some, we've talked about it, 3.7 games and things like that. But he still, when you needed certain moments to get those yards after contact, he was one of the better ones in the NFL this year when it talks about those yards after contact. I think it was 10th in the NFL it was. So just things like that. And that was somebody who was talking about last May of he may not be a Jaguar. And so to see what he did this season to me is just super meaningful in his performance and what he was able to do in the past game. I think it was just also beneficial for the Jags.
By the way, Josh Hines-Allen is now the 9th highest paid edge rusher. He makes $28.25 million per year. The top guys, Micah Parsons, $46.5 million, Aiden Hutchinson, $45 million per year, TJ Watt, $41, Myles Garrett, $40 million. Daniil Hunter, Max Crosby, Nick Bosa, Trey Hendrickson are all above. Josh Hines Allen, all in either the 30s, or Trey Hendrickson last year, $29 million. We'll see what he gets paid this year, but those other three are in the 30s.
And most of those names, average 12, 13, 15 sacks a year. I mean, TJ
most of those
Watt
names you're
didn't this
putting
year,
there.
but
Like
normal.
you would say, yes, they should get paid.
Yeah,
more.
you'd be like,
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, Mike
It's
had,
crazy
13 in 4 years each? 12 and a half?
Right, but it's crazy
that's 50
the
sacks in
drastic
4 years.
difference
And
between
he missed half a season almost this last year.
Right. But in the top 10, you have a difference of almost $15 million. Like
yeah.
that you don't see, I feel like, at other positions.
Trey's about to get paid. Trey will get paid.
Right. But like if you look at the top 10 quarterbacks, it's not going to be a $15 million gap between those. Interesting stuff. All right. We will continue the countdown of the Jaguars' top 10 performers in 2025. We have 1 through 5 ahead, or 5 through 1. You are listening to Helmets and Heels, 10 to next on 92.5 FM.
From the Green Log Roof Studios.
Helmets and Heels.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies. It's a Helmets and Heels Friday, enhanced by Bowden Iron Associates.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish. Seriously, it was just in my pocket. Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins. Fighting for your rights since 1975.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Renewal by Andersen is celebrating Free Window February. For a limited time, buy 4 replacement windows or doors and get the 5th free. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 12 months. Our Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Offer ends February 28th. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Andersen, where comfort meets quality.
Hey, it's Taylor. Valentine's Day is quickly approaching. Don't fall into the same routine of last-minute grocery store runs, picked-over flowers, and forgettable chocolates. Make a new play this year with a gift from Peterbrook Chocolatier. Choose from beautifully crafted artisan chocolates or a gift basket filled with the perfect mix of sweet, salty, crunchy, and creamy treats. With 15 North Florida locations, you likely drove past one today. Up your game this Valentine's Day with a gift that truly impresses. Find your closest location at peterbrook.com. That's peterbrook.com.
Hey Jacksonville, Don here, the big cheese at Taco Lou. Well, everyone knows my wife Debbie is the real cheese at the Lou. We just do what we're told. We aren't a sports bar at all, but we have the best selection of the finest tequilas that Mexico has to offer, and that makes any basketball game more fun to watch. So come into Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach, where we love sports and we love tacos with our tequila. If you're looking for a crew to help with your fiestas at home or work, Taco Lou caters, bringing the tacos to you. Taco Lou in Jax Beach, where tacos and sports go hand in hand.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I went to the branch on 210 to get my car loan and had a fantastic experience. I got a great rate and was in and out. The online banking services are also outstanding. Depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Credit Union in the Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards for 3 years running, and it's easy to see why. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Make Capital Glass and Shower Doors your premier choice for top-quality glass solutions. With over 40 years of expertise, their team specializes in commercial and residential projects. From elegant shower doors to modern frameless enclosures, they've got you covered. But that's not all. They also offer glass railing systems, glass wine cabinets, and much more. For unmatched quality and service, choose Capital Glass and Shower Doors. Your vision, their expertise. Visit online at capcoglass.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farrah doesn't flinch.
I would not put Hall & Oates in my top 10 favorite bands. They're fun,
No,
though.
but
Me
they're
either.
good, yeah.
They're fun.
They are. One of my favorite movies is 500 Days of Summer, and there's a lot of Hall & Oates in that movie, so
okay.
this song is in there, and I don't think I ever listened to Hall & Oates before I watched 500 Days of Summer, and then I was like, I like this. This is like a
Well, you
fun,
like
upbeat
80s.
vibe. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Have you seen that Daryl's Basement show where
I have
he's
not.
like in a basement, it's a studio, and he brings famous musicians that play cover songs?
Oh, that's cool. I have
Really
not seen
cool,
that.
yeah. He's quite the talent.
I'm guessing Hall & Oates or one of them, because
Hall.
aren't they feuding?
Yeah, Hall.
Oh, they're
I think.
feuding.
Daryl
Yeah.
Hall. Yeah, they were great. They had some good tunes.
I think the only one I know besides that one is Rich Girl.
That's a good one.
Girl?
Yeah. Don't
What?
be a
So the
bitch,
show
girl.
is the show just on TV? Beep, dump it.
No,
I think we need to dump that.
sorry, I was caught up in the moment. My bad.
I don't
won't say
know.
that again.
I don't know if that's airing or not.
But the show, is it it's like a TV show, a YouTube thing? What is it?
It's on. Yeah, it's on like TV.
Oh.
Yeah, like not MTV, VH1 maybe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know if he's active, current, but you can find him. Yeah, for sure. He's got some cool, kind of like the storytellers that they used to do.
Yeah.
Remember they switch them over the crossover, type thing. So yeah, it's cool. But they had some good. I'm trying to think of what was the other one? The Man Eater. Man Eater was
Oh,
one
yeah,
of
I
their
do know
tunes.
Man Eater,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah. But
So I know
anyway,
3 Hall &
there you
Oates
go.
songs.
Yeah.
All right.
There you
All right,
go.
back to the Jaguars. Top 10 performers in 2025. We've done 10 through 6 so far. We can each repeat our list. Jordan Lewis, Antonio Johnson, Jacoby Myers, Devon Hamilton, and Josh Hines Allen at 6 for me. Heading into number 5, I have Brenton Strange, the tight end.
Ding, ding, ding.
Yay! We have another match. Look, I think if Brenton Strange had been able to stay healthy, I could have put him higher than this. I think he is a key component in Liam Cohen's offense. There's a reason that this regime moved on from Evan Ingram. I think Brenton Strange is everything they want in a football player, especially as a tight end, because he can block so well, because obviously he's a good pass catcher as well. He's great over the middle. He gets great yards after the catch. There's nothing negative I can say about Brenton Strange. Just too bad that he landed on IR for that 5-game stretch.
Yeah, I have Brenton Strange also as 5. He's the, cog in the machine. It feels like that's when the offense didn't have him, you felt it immediately. And I think that we talked a lot about Liam Cohen's offenses when he was in the Bucs and even before that, but especially with the Bucs and how that was going to transfer over to the Jags. And we honestly didn't talk a ton about the tight ends because in Tampa, it wasn't. Like, the tight ends were not a big part of his offense down there. So we weren't totally leaning into like, oh, Brenton Strange has to have a great year. We talked more about the pass blocking tight ends, and that's why they brought so many of those in, as we were like, well, he uses them more in this sense than being pass catchers, and they're not like this massive piece. And so that, number one, shows how well Liam can just adapt to his personnel and what he needs and can do here in Jacksonville. But Brenton Strange was such a huge piece of this. And you talk about his blocking ability, you talk about his hands. He has sure hands. He's not one of the guys that you would talk about dropping passes ever. And so I do think that we talked about Parker and Jacoby being that intermediate range, obviously Brenton Strange was a piece of that too, and how Trevor made that number is so successful with guys that can just catch the ball in the middle and aren't scared of taking hits and aren't scared of making blocks when they need to. And that was Brenton Strange.
He's definitely got one of the nastiest blocks we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
When Trevor talks about it in that mic'd up.
Yeah.
All right, who you got at number 5, Tom?
Yeah, I got Parker Washington at number 5. P. Wash, man, what a year. I mean, what a go-to guy towards the end, especially the yak, the way he was outrunning people, outsmarting people, outmaneuvering people, what he does on special teams. I mean, I don't think we're half as good on offense if Parker Washington doesn't have the year that he has. Part of that is Trevor got better too, no question about it. But that kid will do anything you ask him to do, and he does it. He gets better every single year. He gets quicker. He runs his routes more efficiently. He's sure-handed. He makes plays after the catch, like probably best on the team right now. So, yeah, Parker Washington, man, I think he's a star in the making, and he's almost there, he's deceptively a deep threat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't think he is, and then he runs by you, and you're like, damn, he's definitely fast enough to get down there. And I think his punt return abilities help him in after he catches the football. You can see it. So he's my number 5. I'm looking forward to seeing him in Liam Cohen's offense in year number 2 and what they can do with him. But yeah, Parker had a phenomenal year.
Yeah, I said earlier I expect another 5th-round pick. I guess I should have said 6th-round pick because he was a 6th-round pick. But yeah, as far as Antonio Johnson 5th and Parker 6th. But so crazy that he was even able to last that long. All right, we've got 4 through 1 to get to. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
From the Green Law Group Studios.
Your home for Florida Gators basketball is 1010XL.
There's bluegrass in the swamp on Valentine's Day. It's a blue blood matchup of ranked teams, Florida Gators and Kentucky Wildcats. Saturday at 2:30 on 92.5 FM. To infinity and beyond. The Jacksonville Icemen are back in town for Toy Story Jersey Night as they take on the Savannah Ghost Pirates February 14th at 7. It's a magical leap as the Icemen wear specialty Toy Story inspired jerseys that evening. Don't miss the family fun for Toy Story Jersey Night this Saturday at 7. Tickets at Ticketmaster, JacksonvilleIcemen.com or call 904-602-POP. Iceman hockey is #Sub-Zero.
It's a Helmets and Heels
Bowden Iron Associates.
Friday.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On February 13th, 1952, heavyweight legend Rocky Marciano scored his 40th consecutive win with a second-round knockout over Gino Buonvino.
Farah and Farah is thrilled to offer our annual Empowering Greatness Scholarship. 5 Florida high school seniors will receive 2 years' worth of tuition to a Florida college, university, or trade school. Apply now. Jacksonville.
Give a unique gift this Valentine's Day to that special person in your life with a custom-made candle or body care product from Wick, a candle bar. Locations in San Marco and Jax Beach.
Hicken here. Experience crystal clear vision with the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet Betchkel, MD, Jacksonville's leader in advanced eye care. From routine eye exams to specialized vision care, their experienced team dedicated to improving and preserving your vision. The same care you've come to trust, now with a new name. To schedule your appointment today, call the Eye Associates, formerly Bowden Eye Associates, Schneider Eye and Wellness Center, and Janet A. Betchkel, MD, at 296-0098.
Pages in your mailbox right now. Did you know there's local savings sitting in your mailbox right now? Money Pages is packed with real coupons from your favorite local businesses. Save money at restaurants like Al's Pizza, on pet care at Forever Vets, and on entertainment for the whole family at the Alhambra Theater. Plus, make sure to download the Money Pages app for savings on the go. Money Pages in your mailbox right now.
For nearly 60 years, Green Acres Sporting Goods at the corner of Normandy and Hammond Boulevard has been Jacksonville's trusted name for the outdoors. From archery to hunting and fishing and more, their expert staff helps you get it right the first time. Right now, stop in and try the newest bows by Hoyt and Matthews and get dialed in before spring. Gear up today at greenacresporting.com.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out, you need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house. because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's Terminix.com. That's right, Terminix it.
The Purple Heart isn't just a name, it represents service, discipline, and earning trust. At Purple Heart Pools, that standard shows up most in pool renovations. If your pool is outdated or worn down, now's the time to upgrade. So when summer arrives, your pool is ready. From new finishes and tile to decking, lighting, and full transformations, every upgrade is handled with precision and attention to detail. Purple Heart Pools. Pool renovations done right.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch.
All right, Tom Taylor, recap your 10 through 4 so far. Tom, go first.
Well, we didn't get to our 4
We
yet.
didn't get a 4.
We didn't get 4 yet.
Yeah.
You're
10
right.
through 5,
Thank
yes.
I've got Anton Harrison, number 10. Foye Oluwakin, number 8. Antonio Johnson, or 9. I'm sorry, Foye.
I was like, we skipped one.
Foye, number 9. Antonio, number 8. Devon Hamilton, number 7. Josh Hines Allen, number 6. And Parker Washington, number 5.
And Taylor?
I have Cole Van Landen, 10, Buster Brown, 9, Jacoby Myers, 8, Jordan Lewis, 7, Travis Etienne, 6, and Britton Strange, 5.
All right. So I'm going to surmise from these so far, outside of Taylor having Etienne at 6, I'm going to guess both of us have Etienne and Devin Lloyd in our top 5, Tom. And Taylor, I'm going to guess Devin Lloyd's in your top 5. I don't want you to necessarily spoil it, but have you thought about the fact that the Jaguars' 2 free agents are in the top 5 of performers, or at least top 6 of performers?
Yep.
That's what going through this exercise made me not just real. I mean, we knew how good they played, but also like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've got 3 on my list.
Right. And Buster Brown
Buster,
as well.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
As soon as you
Buster,
named him,
Lloyd,
I was
and
like,
Etienne.
oh
right,
goodness.
right.
Yeah, 3 free agents. All right, number 4, Tom, you go first.
I'm taking Travis Etienne Jr.
Ding, ding, ding.
And ding, ding, ding. And I'm with Taylor what she said about like really good early, tapered off, but what he did in the passing game to make up for that, and 13 touchdowns. He was our leading touchdown getter in 2025. It's hard to replace that, right? It's hard. So I'm putting Travis Etienne, and then throw in what he was up against going into camp. Everyone's almost not writing him off, not internally, but just outside, like, well, you don't know. And look at the year he had. So, yeah, Travis Etienne Jr. is number 4 on my list.
Yeah, a lot of people thought it was going to be Tank Bigsby. That would be the leading running back here in Jacksonville, backed up by Tootin. And then, certainly Travis Etienne came in phenomenal shape and learned the offense as fast as possible, and then was able, like you said, to execute both in the run game and also in that passing game. And I think when he was drafted, we all thought, okay, perfect. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne, they did a lot of that at Clemson, where Travis would catch the ball to the backfield, but it materialized slower in the NFL as far as their chemistry goes for that. So, great to see it this year. I get super nervous thinking about this offense without Travis Etienne, but also excited to see what the potential is if he's not back. But I absolutely trust Liam Cohen for sure. All right, Taylor, who you got at number 4?
Yeah, I have Antonio Johnson as number 4 on mine. I love him. He's become one of my favorite players this year. And I think I was so concerned about the safety room. I talked about that so much this offseason because I just didn't think that you really had the true playmakers in the safety position to impact it on consistently. I think you had moments of Dewey, and we could see that. I wasn't the biggest Eric Murray fan of that signing, and then I was mad that you didn't draft an Xavier Watts or something like that in the draft, and then Caleb Ransall gets hurt, and you don't even really get to see what that looks like. And camp, I kind of started switching. I was like, okay, like this safety room looks like it could actually be pretty good. And then the season came, and I think there was a lot of up and down moments for those safeties, but Antonio Johnson was the most consistent piece. And when you look, he was the 3rd highest rated defensive player on the team this year. He had by far the highest tackle rate when it came to being able to make those tackles. And you listed earlier, Tommy, all the things that he can do, his versatility when it comes to that. And so I just think, to me, when you look at a room that I personally think needs help, he's that puzzle piece that I think can fit a lot of things together. And I think he fits Coach Camp's defense so well too. And I think they could do more with him next year.
Yeah.
You talked about being able to do maybe some of the things that Eamon Wari can do. And I can see that fit. And you can ask him to maybe get after the quarterback a little bit more. He's good in coverage. He can tackle. He can do everything when it comes against the run. All of the things that you want your safety to be able to do, he's been able to kind of back all of those things up. And I feel like it's just gotten better. And we've seen that progress throughout the season. So yeah, Antonio Johnson for me at number 4.
Nice
Good
and high
call.
for him, yeah.
Oh,
All right.
and by the way, take away the ball. That helps.
And
Yeah,
the 5
absolutely.
interceptions tied
Yeah.
with Devin Lloyd for sure.
Yeah.
All right, at number 3, I have a guy's name who none of us have mentioned yet, and that would be the quarterback, Trevor
Ding,
Lawrence.
ding, ding.
All right.
We're starting to all think like I said before we even started this, I figured 10 through 5 would look a lot different. We'd
Yeah.
have different people in there, and then 1 through 5 would look a lot more similar. Look, Trevor Lawrence is a guy that certainly part of the country had given up on him. I remember listening to the Jaguars today, and you guys had I don't think it was on a Friday because I don't think you were there, Tom, but they had a Seattle beat writer on, and he basically was like, yeah, have fun with Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
Like, he's miserable.
Right.
And I remember, most of us were like, okay, maybe he hasn't fully grasped this offense yet, and there's a lot of chaos certainly around him on the field too. But none of us are giving up on him
Yeah.
yet.
Right.
And we know that he has the ability for sure. We know all about his talent. And then all of a sudden, once it clicked, like he talked about last week at the Super Bowl in Arizona, then you started to see a guy that looked so confident and trusted what he saw. Yes, it fell apart a little bit in the postseason against the Bills. But leading up to that, you would probably say, other than Matt Stafford, Trevor Lawrence was probably the second best quarterback in the NFL for that latter part of the
stretch,
season and
yeah.
what he was able to do. And so I'm excited to see what year 2 is going to look like. Year 2, obviously, in this offense.
Yeah.
And yeah, Trevor's a guy that I think you can win a Super Bowl with him.
Ding, ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I have Trevor at number 3. I think that Trevor, and you separate the two halves of the season almost. And if you were just grading that second half, he'd probably be number 1 on my list. But you're taking kind of everything in for it. And then you're also taking the postseason. And I think that he improved in so many things, almost everything we asked for him to start improving in, even early, even up to week 6, we were having the same conversations of like, okay, the timing, the accuracy, some of these things need to settle down a little bit. And you saw all of that really start to fit and work with this offense. And you felt like, and I use this term a lot, or this phrase a lot, where I was like, it felt like it was his offense and that last, especially 5-6 games. And I think that's really important when you feel like that quarterback is not just running the offensive coordinator's offense, it's theirs. It feels like it was made for them, and the offense in that final stretch felt like it was Trevor Lawrence's. And I think that's what we've all been kind of waiting to see. The intermediate got better. I read that stat earlier. The deep throws started coming on. That was something that early in the season had struggles when last year that was the strength. And so all of those things you were waiting to come together and fit into one, and they did in the later part of the season.
Running the football.
Using your
touchdown
legs.
against the Chiefs.
Not fumbling and not turning the ball over. That was always the thing, too, is that touchdown to turnover ratio was so high for Trevor for so long, and that took a step back this year, too.
Bumbling, stumbling, but not
fumbling. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which moment the stadium was louder that night, Tom, on Monday Night Football. Was it when Devin Lloyd picked that ball and ran it 99 yards, or was it Trevor scoring the touchdown to win
Probably
the game?
Trevor, but by a hair, because that was pretty exciting with Devin Lloyd and the way he returned it and almost like wasn't going to make it, then makes it.
If Trevor makes that touchdown look easy, then the video with your daughters doesn't go viral.
That's right. That's right. My number 3. Do we have time for that? My number 3. I'm going Devin Lloyd. I think Devin Lloyd just had a phenomenal year. I don't think our defense would be as good without him. I think what he's done to increase his level of play has been very noticeable. I do think he's gotten better in the pass coverage world. And I don't mean just the 5 picks. There were plenty of times where he was one-on-one with a back or a tight end. He would get beat on occasion, but nowhere near what it looked like in the past. And I really thought that was a little bit overblown. I love what he brings to the table as far as physicality. He's a big-time hitter. He handles linemen really well because he's just a big guy who's very athletic. As you know, I'd like to see more getting after the QB. I think he'd be great in a bat position, which is just doing games with your other, you chip the tackle and the end comes underneath. You could do it for every lineman across the stretch there. I just think he's that kind of player. And I think his ceiling is still going up, and I think he cares about football, and he's a tone setter, and he's really good against the run. So for me, number 3 is Devin Lloyd. I love the way he plays.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, scared to think about this defense without him. Like I am the offense without Etienne.
Just fill in the void, whatever that is. If you got to replace him, we understand, but make sure that you fill that void as close to as good as he did for us.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we've got 1 and 2 left. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group.
For the insured.
Fighting for you. It's a Gator Town. It's a Jag Town. It's our hometown. 1010XL, home of the Gators and Jaguars.
Gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Because this message is for you. ET here on behalf of Blue Chew. And when it's all on the line, and when the moment counts, make sure that when you shoot, you don't miss. And Blue Chew tablets got you covered. Blue Chew provides access to chewable tablets that help you feel and perform at a high level with stronger results and longer lasting performance. With a simple, discreet process so you don't have to worry about the nosy neighbors because they're in everybody's business. No waiting rooms, no awkward appointments. Just fast-acting chewables delivered straight to your doorstep. And guess what? I got a special deal for our listeners. Get your first month of Blue Chew on me. Just pay $5 in shipping. Just use promo code 1010XL at checkout and cover them $5 for shipping again. That's promo code 1010XL and your first month of Blue Chew is on me. Head over to BlueChew.com for details and safety info. Then just chew it and do it.
Helmets and Heels Friday
is brightened by Bowden Iron Associates.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Former Gator Patrick Young pours out orange and blue passion with Hacker on the Gator Bites podcast.
Patrick Young, coming to life.
Tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Fridays on the video and social channels of 1010XL.
Hi, Jacksonville. This is Dr. George Bari, an orthopedic surgeon who is fellowship trained in sports medicine by the Dr. James Andrews. Wintertime is upon us, and you may notice you wake up in the morning with some aches and pains in the shoulders and knees. If this happens to you, don't forget, stay mobile to try to reduce stiffness in your joints. And if that doesn't work, come see me at Bari Orthopedics, where we can treat you with cortisone injections and platelet-rich plasma injections and other non-invasive needs. Visit me at BariOrthopedics.com.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
If your home doesn't have a fireplace, CSS can install a beautiful electric or gas fireplace from Heat & Glow with no major remodel required. See their showroom or CSSOutdoor.com for a free estimate. CSS, you dream it, we build it.
The Players' Championship returns to TPC Sawgrass March 10th through 15th. Experience golf's most iconic stage with enhanced food and beverage offerings, interactive fan attractions, and an atmosphere built for every type of fan. See the best players in the world, including world #1 Scotty Scheffler, 2025 champion Rory McIlroy, and fan favorite Brooks Koepka take on the legendary Stadium Course and the famous Island Green. Tickets available at theplayers.com.
And that concludes the Joe C. Jack of All Trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clear water irrigation
and drainage too.
Be the first to discover the best new home community in beautiful Green Cove Springs. Highland Trail, where the rhythm of life slows down. Enjoy green spaces, luxury pools, pickleball courts, winding trails, and more at livehighlandtrail.com. Choose from 3 premium builders, just starting in the 300s.
Ooh,
home at Highland Trail.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Orlando Magic rookie Jace Richardson, the son of two-time slam dunk champion Jason Richardson, is joining Los Angeles Lakers center Jackson Hayes, Spurs rookie Carter Bryant, and Miami Heat forward Keyshawn Johnson, all first-time participants in this year's NBA Slam Dunk Contest. Chicago Bulls two-way player Mac McClung, who had won the last three dunk contests, declined to go for a four-peat this year. Right now, 68 degrees at 3:03. Time and 10 brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you as we count down our top 10 Jaguars performers from 2025. I do feel bad I don't have Foye Oluokun in my top
I don't either.
10. And look, I think he's the most consistent Jaguar probably on this team and has been the last few years. But for this past season, I went other ways. So with that in mind, my number 2 is another linebacker. It is Devin Lloyd. For all the reasons you just stated, Tom, Devin Lloyd is a guy that was a game changer on defense this year. And I do feel like he maybe wasn't utilized properly the first few years because we all thought this was in there, and maybe even more to your point, pass rushing ability, because that's what he did at Utah. So I've got Devin Lloyd with his 5 interceptions, and I think he also forced a fumble, at least one, this past season. And so, yeah, always around the football, super smart. Devin Lloyd is my number 2.
Yeah, I love Lloyd. Lloyd, just throw it out there. He's my number 1. Parker Washington, I put at number 2 for me.
And I've got Parker at number 1.
Okay, so we flopped those two. Yeah. Parker Washington, I have at 2. I think that, to everything you both said when you're talking about Parker, I just feel like he was one of the guys where this season, any moment that his yards after catch this year got so much better. His route running looked incredible. You could play him anywhere. You talk about when you needed him to go deep and you needed to see some speed, he was able to do that. When you needed him to be in the midfield, he was able to do that. You saw him just do a little bit of everything this year. And I think there were moments, if not the majority of the year, where you're like, Parker Washington, if any team, if you were just to tell somebody, hey, go watch this game and tell me who their wide receiver number 1 is, they probably would have guessed Parker Washington at a lot of points this season because of just the massive piece he was in this offense and the different things he was able to do. And that's one of the biggest traits that you talk about the top wide receivers. You talk about them being able to get the contested catches, go deep, take the hits when they need to, the route running, the yards after the catch. Those are all of the qualities that you give a wide receiver 1 around the league when you talk about the best of the best. And I think that Parker Washington could match up with a lot of those top guys right now. And I think it's only going to get better. And so that's one of the exciting things when it comes to Parker is you've just seen him grow throughout his time in Jacksonville. And even with not the best of things, when you talk about the offense last year and how it didn't really work out this year with this new offense and everything, and the connection he was able to have with Trevor, I think was huge. And I think it was a massive part of this offense. So yeah, Parker Washington number 2 for me, and then Devin Lloyd as number 1. The Lloyd, Washington, Lawrence, I kept going back and forth of which order I really wanted to put those in, but I think Devin Lloyd is just one of the guys that if you were to talk about who had made the most memories at the end, a lot of the Devin Lloyd moments were going to make that list, and that's kind of what stands out. It's hard to not put your quarterback, I think, but because of the separation between the first half and the second half, and I felt like Devin Lloyd did this from pretty much the start of the season and throughout the entirety of the year, I have Lloyd as 1 on my list.
And Parker Washington, the special teams ability, the punt returns, right?
What he added
that's
there.
also
Who's your number
impressive.
1?
My number 1 is Parker.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to give your
So I
dissertation?
said Devin Lloyd.
Your dissertation?
Well, do you want your turn, explaining why he's number 1?
No, turn on the film, especially the game that I got to go to. Yeah, when we went to Denver, he had 166 yards against the Broncos, something close to that. He was certainly a huge part of the reason that the Jags won that game 34-20. Parker Washington is him. As the kids say it, right? He is him. And so it's fun to see now that they're going to know what he can do in the offense, what it looks like moving forward. We saw it in training camp, but obviously, and we saw Brian Thomas Jr. struggle in training camp. camp, and that kind of translated to the season. So for me, it's just, yeah, I'm excited to see what this offense is going to look like now that it's a little bit more built around Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So there's my dissertation.
I like it. It was a good one. It was a good one. All right, so my number 2 is T-Law.
Okay.
Trevor Lawrence. Look, without his, performance, especially in the last 6 games, they don't win 13. Have 13 wins.
And you've said against the 49ers, against the Chiefs.
He played well against Seattle, those 3 stretch. Yeah. And I thought he brought his team back a lot this year, even in the close games they won and the games they lost. I thought he was pretty perfect for a while. His rating was through the roof in the hundreds, week after week. Look, he didn't finish as good as I thought he would against Buffalo, but he also led them back to leads that if they kept the lead, they might have won the game. So, yeah, he's number 2 for me. I think the way it started clicking for him. And, again, everyone's like, the second half. Well, not really, because those 3 were in the first half, and then the last 5 was when he really went off after Arizona. That's when he started taking off with really performing at a high level. He was running the ball more defiantly and throwing it around and throwing it on time. Calling plays that weren't coming in from the sideline, like he was getting the offense, like he really came a long way. So he's number 2. And my number 1 is we're just going to give him the moniker CVL.
Wow, number 1?
Cole Van Lanen, without the presence of Cole Van Lanen playing multiple Van Lanen, Lanen, whatever, I see his family out at Pete's from time to time. We're cool. But he's without him performing at those 3 different positions, I don't know what would have happened with our offensive line. He is a jack of all trades. That he can play left tackle is absolutely incredible. I hope his knee injury is very minor and he comes back stronger than ever. He's that guy that, man, you throw him on the top of a mountain and he's going to find his way through it all, going to survive, going to make it happen. He's very, very athletic, which you didn't know. I might even guarantee it. If he had not gotten hurt in camp, he might have been our left tackle the entire season. We know how important that left tackle is. But for me, it's just the fact that when he played right tackle, he played it great. When he played guard, he played it great. When he played left tackle, he played it great. So to me,
I could have played center.
he probably could have. And so for me, no, it's not flashy. It's not all the touchdowns and not all this. But without him, I don't know if that offensive line would have been even as good as they were throughout the year with the injuries and everything else going on. So congratulations,
Yay,
Cole.
CBL.
You're my number 1.
I love that. I thought you were looking at me so crazy for putting him at 10, but now I think you were like, oh, okay, so he made the list.
Well, yeah, no, because you said between Anton too, and I think Anton had a really good year, but that's why Anton's at 10 and CVL's at 1. I think the year he had, man, what a breakthrough year.
Yeah,
what a shame he got hurt right after he
know.
got the deal. Like, man, you were so excited for him to showcase, and now you're our left tackle. You don't even have to worry about anything. Like, you're our guy. So I hope he can get that shot again. I think if he does, he'll win the job. He's the kind of guy, like, put him anywhere on the line, put him in competition. As long as he's healthy, he could probably win any job along the line with our Jacksonville Jaguars. So,
It's interesting because he's been here and wasn't, winning the jobs, right? Like he wasn't ever a starting offensive lineman other than when guys got hurt. And then when given the opportunity this season, maybe he got in a lot better shape. I don't know that.
No,
or
listen,
the former coaching staff doesn't know anything.
They must admit, because he shined during camp. I mean, he was a very physical, aggressive type player. I saw it early. I thought he was going to be a player for us.
This year.
No, before this year.
Last year?
Yeah. How long? He's only been here a couple of years, right? Is this his 3rd year? Or maybe his 2nd year. So even when they brought him in that first camp, I was like, oh, who's this guy? Oh, he's from Green Bay. Oh, he's a physical big dude, and he was getting after it. Then I didn't know he was athletic as he was. So for whatever reason, I don't know, but I know this: when he was out there this year, he was the best offensive lineman on that team. No disrespect to the other guys. I think they did good. They did fine too, but Cole Van Lanen shows that he shows that he deserves everything of that left tackle and
got here in
deserves number
2022.
one. Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think they had some obsession for the time of Walker Little, obviously, Trent Baalke giving him that contract. And then there was a lot of veteran guys in the middle with Morrison, with Sheriff and Cleveland that you were keeping those veterans in the middle. And then you drafted Anton. So you wanted those, I think they just had this thing where it's like, oh, these are the guys we drafted and paid a lot of money for, so we need them to start rather than giving Cole a chance. And this year, this coaching staff has been like, no, we want the best 5 on there. We don't care if they're getting paid less or more or whatever the contracts look like. And that's one of the things I appreciate about this coaching staff. We've been talking about, well, what are you going to pay a guard a ton of money if you have to switch things around in that sense? And who cares if you have your best 5 and your line's protecting Trevor? I don't care how much they're getting paid.
I agree 100%. I don't care if the extension happened. I don't care if you were our left tackle, now you're playing guard. If that's your spot and that makes us better, that's all that matters, and it's and look, I think what's exciting too with this O-line, you still don't know what you got out of Wyatt Milam. Monheim showed that he can play. I'm still taking Hainsey because I think his ferociousness really takes over, and the way he's very athletic and knows the offense in and out. But that's why when you look at the O-line, you're like, do you have to add? Like, are you forced? You were last year.
Yeah.
Now they didn't go after the top free agents. They went after middle of the road type guys. But whatever, it worked for what they needed them to do. And obviously Fred didn't stick around. But Adoga, when called upon, was fine. And
they paid McCary the most of those.
And McCary, and if McCary doesn't get hurt, who knows? The back end, listen, the back, it sucks. I mean, Michael Cheever was one of the greatest centers to come out of college in 96. He got hurt in the weight room lifting with his low back and could never play after that first year. And it's just brutal. Like, if you don't have your back, I don't know how you play any position, let alone guard. So hopefully Patrick can get healed up and be healthy, and then we'll figure out what we do with him. But look, if I had to pick right now, I would say I would put Walker at right guard. I would. I'd put Walker Little at right guard if I was ready to move on from Patrick. You know what I mean?
Right. So Cole, Ezra, Robert, then you'd have Walker Little, right guard, and then Anton.
Yeah, I would.
Right.
I would.
Well, don't be surprised if we see lots of different combinations.
Yeah, I think we will.
They need that versatility. All right, I'm going to run through John Shipley, inspired, by the way, this
Thanks,
topic.
John. We appreciate you, brother.
From Sports Illustrated. So go and read his article on Sports Illustrated as for why he believes these are his top 10 performers. But number 1 for him is Trevor Lawrence. Number 2, Josh Hines-Allen. Number 3, Devin Lloyd. 4, Travis Etienne. 5, Cole Van Lanen. 6, Parker Washington. To me, that's too low, but that's just me. Number 7, Jacoby Myers. 8 is Antonio Johnson. 9 is Anton Harrison. And 10, none of us had in our top 10. None of us even mentioned him, yet he joined us week after week. During football season, Eric Armstead.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I wasn't putting him on my list.
And then honorable mention, he has Brenton Strange, Foye Luakin, Jarian Jones, who we also didn't mention.
Jarian on my honorable.
Okay. And
Jarian and Foye and Anton were my 3 honorable.
Okay. Yeah. And then Buster Brown and Trayvon Walker, his other 2. And Trayvon Walker, a guy that none of us had, but obviously because of injury, certainly hope that he bounces back next season. All right, more to do on the other side. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels, provided by Green Law Group. We spend most of our time talking about things you really care about.
Football, baseball, basketball, what's left, huh?
1010XL, Jacksonville Sports Radio.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Bowden Iron Associates.
Helmets and Heels Friday.
Hey friends, Frank Frangie here. A new year is the perfect time to make sure your car is ready for the road ahead. And nothing gives you more confidence than a fresh set of tires from my friends at Big Chief Tire. I've trusted them for years. They take great care of me, and they'll take great care of you. Start 2026 with a smoother, safer ride. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 today and let Big Chief get you rolling.
Every day is game day on Jaguars Today. Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony break it down from every angle. Roster moves, matchups, league trends, and the pulse of Duval. Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. 10 to noon weekdays on 1010XL.
Instant Keys is turning 25. A quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you for honest, professional locksmith service. Use Instant Keys.
Bro, have you heard about the hottest and newest sports league in town?
Vanguard Sports League isn't just VIP, it's the standard. Smoke-filled tunnel intros, cool benches with canopies, big scoreboards, championship rings, and convenient locations all across Jacksonville. Oh, and Mascot Potty's there hyping everyone up every game. No wonder it's the talk of the town. Spring and summer registration now open.
Search VanguardSportsLeague.com today.
Hey, Tommy Mack here, and when it comes to glass, you don't want average, you want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jayville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow, mirrors cut exactly to your style, fogged or broken, glass replaced, decorative tabletops, windows replaced or repaired to stand up to our Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote today. There's only one name around here for glass and mirror, and it's Duval.
Skilled trade jobs are booming. You can begin a high-pay, high-demand career right now through the Northeast Florida Builders Association. Their apprenticeship program provides paid training in some of the most highly sought-after skilled trades. Work full-time in carpentry, electrical, HVAC, or plumbing, plus earn a 10% raise every year. And the classes, 100% tuition-free. Apply online starting March 10th and start your new career now at NEFBAapprenticeship.org.
Leadership looks different on every woman, and every story deserves the spotlight. I'm Liz Grebe, the events director from the Jacksonville Business Journal. I would love for you to join us, PNC Bank, and our 2026 Women of Influence honorees for an unforgettable celebration honoring the women shaping our business community, opening doors, and lifting others along the way. Women of Influence, because powerful leadership deserves to be celebrated. Get your tickets now at jbjevents.com.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit HollisPools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch.
I don't practice Santeria. I ain't got no crystal ball.
A little Sublime for you on this Friday afternoon. Taylor Dahl is here, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you. By the way, RJ, before producing our show, had you ever heard Sublime's music? It's a lot older, I feel like.
I feel like I've heard this somewhere when I was like growing up, like back home, but not like too much Sublime like growing up.
It was super popular when I was in high school, so AKA the 90s. Sublime was very, very popular. And
Oh, yeah.
everyone I knew was obsessed.
Yes. And what does make me want a nice little drink right now.
In due time, Taylor, in due time.
We didn't play Jimmy Buffett for crying out loud.
I just picture, because this is such a cover band song. Almost, if you go see a cover band live, 95% of the time they're playing
Santeria?
this song. Yeah. And at least the ones I go see. Julia
Okay.
Gulia plays it. A lot of the ones I go see all play it. So I guess I'm just picturing me at Lynch's watching a band play this song with the drink.
Now it makes
Good
sense.
tune. Good
Oh,
tune.
yeah. I like a lot of their music. Some of it's explicit, though, so we can't play those on the radio. All
Well, we
right.
say the B word, apparently, and there's no problems.
Time now
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
for Lauren's Lane.
Now, Lauren's Lane. Opened up by Closets by Design. Imagine your home totally organized.
All right, I have a lot that has come into Lauren's lane today, so buckle up, kids. We're going to begin with college baseball because it begins tonight. You have number 16 FSU playing host to James Madison.
Okay.
That 3-game series begins with first pitch at 6 p.m. FSU, obviously, terrific season season ago.
Go James Madison. Link Jarrett left us.
That's true.
I'll never forget them.
Link Jarrett was the Notre Dame baseball coach. He left to go to Florida State.
Oh,
that was his school, though, so I got it.
He
but
played
still.
at Florida State, but yeah. And so, Taylor's anti-Florida State baseball, understandably so. Number 13, Florida plays host to UAB for a 3-game series beginning tonight with first pitch at 6:30.
And a doubleheader tomorrow.
Yes, I am surprised by this when it comes to Florida baseball. So I was looking at the SEC projections for just baseball, right? So I just told you, Florida is ranked 13th in the country. Now, this is preseason. Obviously, especially once they get into conference play, we'll have a much better idea. But if you look at the SEC preseason projections as far as odds go, Florida is tied with A&M and Kentucky around 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th in the SEC. So you're telling me Florida's 9th in the SEC in baseball, but 13th in the country?
Yeah.
That's a bit of a discrepancy.
That's a little bit,
So Kevin O'Sullivan, is he suspended? Like something happened, right?
Yeah, the first 3 games, I think it's an internal suspension.
He yelled at the... What happened?
This was something separate, but he did get in trouble for yelling at somebody.
He did yell at a field official in the tournament last year.
Oh, he did something else?
And then this is just an
undisclosed.
Yeah, they're not saying. But Scott Strickland did suspend him. I think it's for the first 3 games. The 3-game series this weekend. So in case you're wondering, as far as the overall rankings, they look like for D1 baseball, they look like this: UCLA, LSU, Texas, Mississippi State, Georgia Tech, Coastal Carolina, Arkansas, Louisville, Auburn, TCU, North Carolina, Oregon State, and then you have Florida, Tennessee, Georgia, Florida State. So some SEC schools ahead of Florida, but certainly not the 9, like I was just telling you about.
So when these, and no disrespect to the JMUs or the UABs, but do they get paid to, like they do in football?
In baseball,
not the amount,
I know they do in college, but like in men's basketball.
They will?
I don't know
for
about
taking
baseball.
the game?
See,
No, you know what I mean? Like
they call
do it
them
in football.
guarantee games.
Yeah.
So a lot of the schools that come down to Florida this time of year are not able to play at their home schools, right? Whether
it's kind of spring training trip almost.
Yeah, baseball, softball. So, I mean, all the games count, unlike spring training, but because the weather up there. So I would doubt that in baseball you get paid to come down and play. But if we have any athletic directors listening, they can tell me whether I'm right or not.
I mean, what is it just...
Quick search says based on typical college baseball scheduling, highly likely that UAB receives a guaranteed payment to play against a school like University of Florida. Cool. Such games often called guarantee games or buy games.
Yeah. I know. Like I said, I know for sure they have them in men's basketball, and we know they have them in football. I didn't think so.
I wonder
in
when
baseball,
it stops. Like what is baseball? Like gymnastics? Would they do that? Hockey would. I doubt they'd do that in hockey.
Yeah,
I don't know. Cover your travel expenses.
You have enough money these days after you're paying players and all the other expenses too. But and then JU plays host to Rhode Island in a 3-game series beginning tonight. First pitch 6 o'clock. Now Liam Cohen's from Rhode Island. He didn't go to Rhode Island. He went to UMass.
Right.
But I wonder if he's a baseball fan, would he take in a little baseball at JU? Certainly a possibility. And then UNF plays host to Sacred Heart for a 3-game series beginning tonight. First pitch 6:05. And oh, by the way, the show after us will be there live from 4 to 6 with the Frangie Show.
Cool.
Frank and Hayes, we'll be taking in some baseball. All right, so that's the college baseball.
Oh, I heard too, just because it reminded me of that, because Chipper Jones is going to be on with the Frangie Show today.
Excellent.
But also Chipper Jones is throwing out the first pitch for Bulls baseball tonight, also at 6:50. So I know we got a lot of Braves fans out there.
Yes, and obviously high school baseball also underway as well. So get out and support.
A lot of pressure to hit that glove, Chipper.
I know. Come on, Chip. Don't mess it
Put
up.
it right in there.
Something tells me he'll be all right, and we'll definitely do better than some of the awful ones we've seen. In gymnastics tonight, I've told y'all this for a couple weeks now. Number 1, Oklahoma goes to Gainesville to take on number 5, Florida. If you're wondering why Oklahoma is number 1 in the country, you're probably not, but I'm going to tell you. They are number 1 on vault, number 1 on beam, number 3 on floors, and number 4 on bars.
Wow.
That's how you become number 1 gymnastics team.
Did they win last year? Who won?
Oklahoma, I believe.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, they won it all.
Yeah,
It's been LSU recently, and then Oklahoma. Yeah.
Yeah.
They win a lot. Florida plays host to Kentucky tomorrow in men's basketball at 3 p.m. You can hear that game on 92.5 FM and the stream. And then when it comes to local basketball, Thursday night, Stetson narrowly beat JU 67-62, and UNF lost 90-81 to Florida Gulf Coast. So both close losses. Both are now 4-9 in A-Sun play. Tomorrow is the first edition of the River City Rumble at JU. That game tips off at 4. You can hear all that action on 10:10 a.m. and the stream with pregame coverage beginning at 3:45 if you don't make it to Swisher Gymnasium. And reminder that the A-Sun men's and women's basketball tournament is here in Jacksonville.
Okay.
The tournament will be at both UNF Arena, potentially at Swisher Gymnasium, and then the quarterfinals to the championship game at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. And that begins, the quarterfinals begin Wednesday, March 4th, and then the championship game would be on Sunday. So a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of cool stuff locally that you want to go see: live baseball, basketball, good,
Hockey,
really good.
like we talked about it to start the show.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not if you love sports and you're not at a live sporting event at some point in time over the next few weeks, then
there's something wrong.
There's something wrong with you as a sports fan.
Then we are doing our best to encourage you if you can and make it.
So the Florida-Kentucky this weekend, because I was saying earlier, Kentucky's ranked 25th right now. Obviously, Florida's 14th, but Kentucky's only a game behind Florida in SEC standings. So that's an interesting little thing also, like how much, and I think Florida, with how Florida's playing right now, I don't know.
Florida's like a 12-point favorite, which is a little surprising. That
If for whatever reason somehow Kentucky beat Florida, how much do you think they would move up if that were to happen? Just the game back, but being ranked 25th compared to 14th.
Yeah, that question is harder to answer because it depends on all the other teams ahead of Kentucky, what they do.
What ends up happening this weekend.
But let's say that several lost that are ranked, then I think Kentucky would jump in probably like the top 15 potentially because you're winning on the road at Florida. But as we know with basketball, this part of the rankings doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's not like college football where your rank does potentially determine what you do in the postseason as far as the bracket's concerned. Like they're going to go off of net rankings and then of course the field will be set. And I heard Patrick Young on With the Drill this morning and he's like, I don't want the tournament to be expanded. I totally agree with him. I think 68 teams, that 4-team play in, so then it gets to 64 is enough. I think we're good. I don't think we need more expansion than that. But I'm sure there are a few schools that are on the cusp.
They're like add a little more and we're in it.
Exactly.
I don't care either way personally.
I know. I think it's great how they go. They go 68 to 64 and then to 16 in that first 4 days, right? The Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Go to 32.
And you have your 16 set.
And then 16. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, what do you? I mean, don't mess with that. That's
March
pretty
Madness,
awesome.
baby.
Yeah, that's madness. No doubt.
It is for sure. Speaking of SEC, Trinidad Chambliss was given another year of eligibility. We'll talk a little bit about college football when we return. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 1010XL, 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Bought for you by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Jags, Gators, high school heroes. 1010XL covers it all. The 1010XL network is now streaming on YouTube and all your favorite social channels. At 1010XL.
The month for love is a perfect time to get your home organized. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks, and I just love our closets from Closets by Design. They create custom storage systems designed around how you actually live, from closets and garages to entertainment centers, laundry rooms, and storage for any space and budget. Trust me, their new showroom, you have to go and see it. Plus, with that open, they've extended the offer of 40% off, plus an extra 15% off, free installation, and 18-month special financing. Schedule your free consultation by calling 904-878-9393 or find them online, closetsbydesign.com.
Ace Carline here for Atlantic Infinity, and yes, I'm still loving my new QX60. Right now, you can lease one or lock in just 1.9% financing for 60 months, and every new Infinity comes with the Atlantic Infinity Promise. That's over $7,000 in added value. That's one of many reasons why I bought mine there. No pressure, no games, just a great experience. Make your next ride an Infinity from Atlantic Infinity. Visit AtlanticInfinity.com or the showroom near Atlantic and St. John's Bluff.
It's a Helmets and Heels Friday, checked by Bowden Iron Associates.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. South State has helped our businesses and charity grow and thrive. Whether you're expanding your operations, managing cash flow, or planning for the future, South State Bank offers forward-thinking, tailored solutions to meet your unique business needs. With expert guidance and best-in-class service, South State is here to help you move your business forward. Visit southstatebank.com or stop by your local branch today. Let South State become your partner in taking your business to the next level. That's South State Bank, member FDIC.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Bud Light and everyone at Anheuser-Busch want to remind you to get home safely every time. People are counting on you, on the road and at home. Plan ahead with safe rides, and don't forget to hydrate between beers. Bud Light encourages everyone to enjoy responsibly and socialize safely.
Roses are red, Florida gets hotter, and your AC is about to ruin the mood. If your system barely survived last summer, now's the time to replace it before the real heat comes back swinging. Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning makes it easy. No surprises, no runaround. And with our Sweetheart AC deals, get $750 off a new AC system when you install by March 15th. Fall in love with an AC that keeps it cool without the stress and call now for a free estimate. 904-862-6769, duckduckrooter.com.
And that concludes the Josie Jack of all trades show. Tune in next week where I'll be installing my own French drain.
Joe, wake up, man.
Hey, John, I must have dozed off.
We finished those projects you started.
Whoa, my seamless gutters are actually seamless.
And they're connected into underground PVC drain lines.
And my sprinklers. Wow, look at that coverage.
Next time, just call me first, Joe.
I will, but I ain't singing that song.
Clearwater irrigation
and drainage too.
Frank Frangie here for Coil Fencing. Since 1927, Jacksonville has trusted Coil Fencing to protect what matters. And I trust them too. From tough chain link to your commercial project to sleek aluminum fencing your HOA will love, Coil does it all. Did you know that Coil can also install, service, and maintain those automatic gates that help protect your neighborhood or business? To schedule a complimentary consultation, visit CoilJacks.com. That's COYLE Jacks.com. Coil Fencing, A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
We did not get to talk about this today because we were going through our top 10 Jaguars performers that we felt through the 2025 season today. But it was announced that Ole Miss quarterback Trinidad Chambliss was granted his 6th year of NCAA eligibility by the state judge. I saw some pictures. The judge was getting a nice little signature autograph on his football.
That's how it works in the state of Mississippi, Taylor. That's how it works. Yeah.
So Caleb Williams will be going into his 3rd year, and they will be the same age, and Chambliss will still be playing college football.
Which it's interesting because I thought Trinidad Chambliss may have at least had a somewhat of a look in the NFL. I'm not saying as a starting quarterback necessarily, but I thought maybe a team would take a flyer on him and draft him. But he's probably going to make more, as we all know, playing for Ole Miss for one more year than he would probably in the NFL.
And that's what it comes down.
Yeah.
And that's what for him. Yeah, I think
him.
that they're saying, okay, you can make $5 or $6 million. It's sounding like staying in college, but everybody I was talking to said that they thought he would get drafted in the 2nd or 3rd round this year. So yeah, you're not getting as much money, but you're getting drafted pretty high in the NFL, and you're getting a shot in a draft that is not like, this is a quarterback draft we're not talking about very much. Next year's, which this changes, we've seen it, but at this point next year, it's a very deep quarterback draft. So you're kind of ruining your chances in that you're getting not drafted or, drafted in the 6th, 7th round. We don't know. It's so unpredictable at this point in time. But
if he plays
right here
great,
and now,
he's like, I'm going to bank $6 million, then I'm going to get drafted even higher, and I've already got that money in the bank.
That's what matters. Do you want to play in the NFL somewhere and have a real shot, or do you want $6 million? It sounds like to me he wants $6 million, which to me, and as an NFL team, would be a red flag. Like, you have the opportunity this year to get drafted in the first 2 rounds, and you'd rather stay in college for year 6. He had some of it. I heard Matt Hayes talking about it, and I didn't know all of the ins and outs of
red
it.
shirt is.
I guess had like long COVID, and it's affected different things he had tonsillitis and something. I don't know why in 2026 we're still talking about any of that right now, but I do think that when it comes, it's just weird to me. It's weird. I feel like you have the perfect opportunity to actually go battle. There's also probably about 9 or 10 teams whose quarterbacks are free agents this year when it comes to a Daniel Jones and it's a lot of these guys that you're going to be talking about around the league where teams will be looking for quarterbacks right now. And this is, to me, probably the perfect opportunity, but seems like he cares more about that money.
Well, he also may be trying to win a national championship. I mean,
Yeah.
they got somewhat close.
I mean, look, I think it's more about his advisor said, hey, you should stay if you can get the right deal because maybe your NFL prospects right now aren't where they would be anywhere near the kind of money you're going to make. You can better your placement. I mean, look, you look at Carson Beck. He was going to go in the draft, and then he probably heard, he probably not going to draft it that high, so go. And he found Miami, man, paid him a bunch of money.
And he had the injury, so the UCL injury, which is a little different. Obviously,
Absolutely,
Chambliss
but
is healthy.
you know how I feel. I mean, look, eventually you're just too old for college football,
Yeah.
and if you can't go pro, then too bad. Go do something else. I don't know, like this whole COVID, long COVID. Oh, he chipped his tooth, whatever. He needs a year off. Give him another year. I mean, I get it. Look, I understand if I don't know, say your third year, like you got a great career going and you shred your knee, and maybe you get the fourth year, or maybe it's your fourth year. I mean, you got to use up some more eligibility. Then maybe you get that extra year. Like, okay, he was redshirt, he still's got another year, but maybe we give him that other year because he shredded his knee in the third week of the season or something
you have
like
5 years of eligibility to play for, is what
correct.
what has always been discussed.
Right.
But we are
Now
learning.
you have 6.
Seven, 8, 9. I mean, it's ridiculous.
We've had guys
6, 7.
in the 9th year too. Yeah. By the way, until that whole 6-7 thing came around, I never focused on how
much you say it.
how
I
many
know.
times people
Right.
end up saying it, and it really is wild. And I know they talk about that, like you don't ever notice like a certain car until you
color
start,
until you see it. Yeah.
looking at the color.
I think he's a really good QB. Yeah, I'd like
Agreed.
to see it again. Does it translate? I think in today's game it does translate because
Yeah.
he can run around. He's got a good arm. He's only done it 1 year at that level, right?
And he
'Cause-
lost his coach and the play caller too with Charlie Weiss Jr. But
Yep.
I pulled up a list. This is from Saturday Blitz, but way too early SEC quarterback rankings. And they did it today because, of course, this announcement yesterday. And he's number 1 on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Arch Manning
can
is
see that.
second.
Yeah.
But and then they've
Now,
got.
what if he sucks? Like, what if all of a sudden he's not? Like, you lose Weiss, you lose Lane, and all of a sudden things don't look good, and now you just ruined your future.
Well, you get 5
You're
or 6
risking it.
million. And I'm
Yeah,
sure you got
But
something.
that's what I'm saying.
last
That's
year.
in my head. He cares about the money and nothing else.
Well,
then.
yeah, but that's what college football's turned into.
Yeah.
It's a business now. It's not for the love of playing for a school and wanting to win it. It is partly that, but it's also like, okay, well, how much I worth?
Yeah.
What are you going to pay me? Like, it's a major decision or factor in my decision where I'm going to school these days because, it's not always going to be there.
Sure.
And who knows? Maybe you get hurt. I get it. I'd go for it too. I mean, I don't know. I don't like that he's, going back for his 6th year, but I understand what he's doing. He wants to get paid more. I get it. I would try that too.
And
I
like
feel
I
like
said,
I'd want to be in the NFL. I feel like if I have the shot to get drafted in the 2nd round, that
that's
to
an
me
if.
personally,
That's an
yeah.
if.
And I guess it also depends because you can't control where you get drafted
Yeah.
and the environment that you're going into. And some guys get drafted into a great environment, and others, I mean, Sam Darnold, yes, he won the Super Bowl,
Mhm.
but look, let's be honest, if he doesn't land in Seattle, he's never winning a Super Bowl,
Yeah.
right? Like he would have bounced from team to team to team.
Yeah. Well, and
Well, he did it in Minnesota too, though.
Chambliss would get a shot. Even if he has a down year, he's still going to get a shot. So why not take the money, guarantee that, play another year? You don't have to go to class,
Yeah.
clearly.
Clearly.
So just go
It's
play
definitely less of a
football
shot with the
for a
QBs going
living.
out next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, like Tom said, whoever's in his corner is telling him this is the best path for you.
Yeah.
Whether the NFL is a part of it or not,
Well,
take
yeah.
the guaranteed money right now.
Well, and think about, and I can't do the math that quick, but think about so say he's a 2nd or 3rd round pick. He's probably not making that mega money till that 2nd contract.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe if you did the math, and if he does the math, he's like,
Yeah.
well, in the last year, this year, I'm making more than a first, second year or second round draft, or third round pick.
So
whatever
Jordan Love was
being.
drafted
that's
in
why
the
I said
second
it's
round,
money.
right? Yeah. So his base salary, Jordan Love's obviously not now because he got the second contract,
Yep.
but he made $3.5 million in 2024, and then that jumped to $11.9 million his second
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
And then $10 million.
What was he high in the second round, or where was he?
Yeah.
He
He
was-
was right in the beginning of the second round.
Yeah.
I actually
Yeah.
thought he was the end of the first. I thought they traded up into the end of the first. Was that wrong?
If that's
Yeah,
the
he was
case,
that's
then
a high pick.
for some reason I thought he was like the beginning of the second round.
I thought they had. So
Sometimes you
he's
gotta go
yeah,
with the
there's
sure thing,
26.
you know what I
They
mean?
traded up to draft him to
Okay.
the 26 and end of the
So
first.
yeah, then he gets more money than Trinidad would. That's for
Yep.
sure.
Well, it's more for Chambliss. I get it because it's a sure thing for the year.
Yeah.
Does it ruin him? Yeah, maybe, but maybe it's worth the gamble.
We shall see. Now let's give our top 10 predicted finishes for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. Ready, set, go. The favorites.
Joey Logano.
There you go. Denny Hamlin, I do think, is a really interesting story when it comes to the 500. He's the one that he lost his parents recently in that fire. Or I know his dad passed away. I thought his mom did too. But either way, he's walking into this or going into this race with a ton of grief. And so obviously he'll be a guy that is mentioned a lot, and he's won before. William Byron has won before, so he's one of the favorites, along with Joey Logano, Ryan Blaney. And then, like I told you yesterday, Kyle Busch has never won, but he is starting in that pole position. And then another favorite is Chase Elliott, which I feel like is
Okay, he always seems to be a favorite.
yeah, Keselowski, I feel like, is always in the mix too. And again, I'm not a diehard NASCAR person, but I know enough of those names because they do sound like country singers in order to pay attention. But I'm looking forward to the race on Sunday, and especially if you watch with people that are into it, then it becomes more fun versus it kind of just being on in the background.
Yeah. No, races are fun to watch as long as there's not a ton of cautions.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh,
Or
here we
crashes.
go again.
That slows it
well,
down.
that
Yeah.
just slows everything down, right? But it's intense. There's no doubt. The way the camera work is now these days,
yeah.
inside, outside the car, it's
And think about the
phenomenal.
announcers. Like they are doing a broadcast for so much longer than most. I
Anybody
guess tennis broadcasters, if those matches can go long, but still, I give that up for them. All right, the pest of the day is on the other side. One segment to go before we turn it over to the Frangie Show at UNF. Keep it right here. Helmets and Heels, 10 to XL 92.5 FM.
Helmets and Heels.
Backed by Green Law Group on 1010XL. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. When you need a trailer hitch, gooseneck, or RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We've been doing it for 55 years, and customer service is our #1 priority. Visit cannonsofjacks.com.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here from Helmets and Heels. Surprise, Valentine's Day is tomorrow, so time is running out. But don't worry, Peterbrook has your back. Quality ingredients from truffles and hand-dipped strawberries to my personal favorite chocolate-covered popcorn. And of course, those custom gift baskets. So head over to peterbrook.com to order today or head to one of their 15 North Florida locations. Peterbrook Chocolatier, celebrating 40 years of chocolate.
Bowden Iron Associates.
Helmets and Heels Friday.
You've probably heard the saying, it's not how hard you get hit, it's whether or not you get back up. Well, I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and I have a saying of my own. If you get hit with a personal injury or wrongful death, hit back and fight to make them pay. At Hastings Injury Law, we have the experience you want if you or a loved one suffer a car or trucking accident or wrongful death. Just call 904-HIT-BACK and we'll help you get up and hit back. Office is Jacksonville.
Attention skilled electricians. Are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just the job, but an experienced, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
This is Sheridan Tootin, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, and Dr. Kevin Murphy put my right shoulder back together a few years ago, and I'm still feeling great. Now I'm using PRP treatment for my knee pain. No matter what you're dealing with, if you're enduring any orthopedic issue, my only recommendation is Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Call us at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if you ever have a need.
Leave pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Don't miss your chance to see LPGA Tour Stars of Tomorrow competing at Atlantic Beach Country Club March 5th through the 7th. It's the Epsom Tours Atlantic Beach Classic presented by Access Golf, and it's the first stop on the pathway to the top 15 ladies receiving LPGA Tour cards at the end of the season. So get out there and watch some high-quality golf. Support the ladies of tomorrow. Tickets and information available at AtlanticBeachClassic.com. That's AtlanticBeachClassic.com.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
Golf for a great cause. It's the UNF4 Scholarship Golf Classic, Friday, March 27th at Queens Harbor. Support the Swoop Impact Fund with a sponsorship or foursome. Contact jc.wegner@unf.edu.
The Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach is better than ever. Come experience our new renovated spaces, including an expanded wellness center with upgraded state-of-the-art equipment, recovery solutions, brand new locker rooms, and the Horsell Center for Health and Well-Being, all designed to help you feel your best. And now you can join with no joining fee. Plus, enjoy your 4th month free. There's no place like this place. And you'll love what's new. Visit the Brown Family YMCA in Ponte Vedra Beach.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and the fall part of the year just offers so much fun, especially when you're out and about. Tell everybody what's happening with Triumph right now.
They have got a lot of new models on the road, from Scrambler 400s. They've got the legendary Rocket motorcycle. Lots of really cool bikes to choose from.
And the price point and all the tricks that come with the Triumph bike, they're all there.
They're all there. Entry level to the greatest of the great. We've got them.
Look for them online, cyclesofjacksonville.com. Check out their Facebook page or that showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah.
Tom McManus, Taylor Dull, RJ Saunders. I'm Lauren Brooks with you as we give you today's Pest of the Day, as always brought to you by our friends at Terminix. You can find them online at Terminix.com. It's TERMINIX.com. They have the absolute best technicians, so you can trust them like I do. They also take care of Everbank Stadium, ViStar Ballpark, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, and all of your favorite event venues around town. We have dueling pests today, so I'll go quickly. The Utah Jazz and the Indiana Pacers were fined $500,000 and $100,000, respectively, because they have been sitting healthy players, AKA they're trying to tank, right? And exactly. And the NBA, Adam Silver, is not happy with that. And then the other pest of the day, the NFL informed all 32 teams today in a memo that it prevailed in its grievance against the NFLPA, and the team report cards are now going away.
Yeah.
So we won't get to know how stadiums are, well, how the teams are towards the players and the families. Stadiums certainly a part of that, but what? NFL, what are you trying to cover up?
A lot.
That's ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm them, I don't want it either. But I don't know.
Then fix what's wrong.
Fix your problem. Be better.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what could be wrong with what are we coming 18th? Is that the?
That was just one specific category, like how the team treats your families.
You know, the whole my family's not taken care of. You know what do you want? You paid a ridiculous amount of money. You get everything else for free. Like, what do you need?
The organizations make a ridiculous amount of money, also,
and not every player makes a ton of money.
You've been in their locker room. It's a pretty badass locker room. They get all the perks they need. They get
that was high on the Jags. The Jags had good facilities, like practice facility and locker room and all of that. That wasn't ever the issue. Well, at least recently, since they fixed the Miller Electric Center and all of that. It's been towards the top.
Was built. That's the one thing we do have to give Urban Meyer credit for. That's for sure.
I don't know. I think it's, whatever. I think people get soft and, they want certain things. And at the end of the day, you're paid a ridiculous amount of money. Go get your own stuff.
Well, and I think
what I mean?
also
Give me a break.
part of it is now, and this is going to get worse, honestly, because players in college now are getting paid $6 million and the facilities are getting better and better in college. And so they're going to expect, if you're getting that at Florida, then you're definitely expecting to get that when you're in the NFL. So I see this only getting worse. And maybe that's why the NFL is like, let's keep this secret project moving forward because these college kids coming in now have had the best of the best and have been making money since they were 17 years old.
Well, and it might, free agents might look at you a little different if, where are they graded? Oh, well, I don't want to go there.
Well, like I said,
You know
now
what I mean?
they're gone forever.
That's
so
why.
Well, I
the
think they
NFL
see it. We just won't see it. So players will still see it. It's just not going to be. We're not going to be able to access
I
the
thought the
grades.
NFL was-
is that right?
Oh, they're going away. I thought they
Yeah,
just
I
said
think
they weren't
they're
making it accessible.
Maybe. So they're no longer. I just thought they were no longer even going to
Fact check.
Yeah, give.
Yeah, I thought
the
I saw that. Maybe
option.
I'm wrong.
No, you might be right. All right, we talked some college baseball earlier. Let's head out to Harmon Stadium.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnik. Nimnik Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnik Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Hayes Carline joins us now from Harmon Stadium on the campus of UNF. Hayes, happy Friday.
Yeah, happy Friday to each and every one of you. We're excited to be out here at UNF as baseball season gets underway. Sacred Heart in town to play the Ospreys in a 3-game set. And boy, this UNF facility is just magnificent. They've done an outstanding job with it. The turf looks great. The new amenities look fantastic. So it should be a great year for the Ospreys. So we're certainly looking forward to hearing from Joe Mercadante, the coach. We'll hear from Nick Morrow, the UNF AD. Chipper Jones,
Heck
Hall
yeah.
of Famer, is going to join Frank at 4:45. Chipper's in town for the new stadium unveiling at Bowles. So that's very exciting. And Pete Prisco will join us at 5:15 to talk some NFL and Jaguars. So lots coming up on the Frangie Show.
That is a loaded show. Hayes, earlier we went through our top 10 performers for the Jaguars from 2025. If I gave you just one, you get to pick one as your number one top performer, who would you say?
I'll say Trevor. I mean, he was an MVP finalist, so it's really it's hard to top that. So I'll say, particularly considering the importance of the position, I'll go Trevor Lawrence.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, Hayes. We'll be
All
listening.
right, thank you. Bye.
So it is still happening. The
Okay,
program is not going away. The players will continue to receive the results and teams will continue to hear directly from the locker rooms, but it's just not going to be accessible to the public.
Leaks.
Yep.
There's going to be a bunch of leaks.
Oh, yeah.
They don't.
The players are going to be like, well.
Yeah, right. I got
Sure.
a mole. Let me
They
give
don't
it to
want
my
us
mole.
knowing.
Well, we're still gonna find out.
Understandable.
I mean, right? I mean, media will find out.
Yeah,
Somehow.
because the NFLPA put out a statement and they're not happy about the choice of them not being public.
Right.
So yeah, the NFLPA is gonna their whisperings are gonna happen, or it's gonna be like, oh well, we heard this team got an F in food or whatever.
The same PA that wrote the note to free agents, don't go to Jacksonville.
Right.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for helping
That
us
was
out.
pre-Miller Electric Center.
Yeah, right.
And it was back when we had a certain person
Yeah.
who you're
Dave
very
Caldwell?
familiar with.
Dave Caldwell, you talking about?
Well, I'm talking about when Tom Coughlin got to the podium and said that they expect all players to be here, and that was not something you could say because it was voluntary
Yeah.
workouts. But
You should know why he said it, though.
I totally understood.
Okay.
Absolutely. All right. So my weekend sports wise tonight gymnastics, tomorrow men's basketball, Sunday Daytona 500. What y'all got?
Oh gosh.
I got drinking. My brother's in town, and my other brother and I are gonna all get together. So I'm solo. I got the dogs. My girls are up in Greenville, South Carolina. Our youngest performing her solo at 6:40. I'll be on my phone watching.
Nice.
Can't wait to watch it. I heard the music really cool. So it's from one of the I always thought it was Cabaret. It's from Cabaret.
Okay.
So that music, and my daughter Kelsey did the choreography. So it should be pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But yeah, a little family time, and just kind of hanging out together.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of hockey for me. Women's hockey up 1-0 right now against Italy. We'll have some men's hockey, Iceman hockey tomorrow. So a lot of hockey for me. And drinks also.
I think that all sounds fabulous. All right, that'll do
There
it
you
for
go.
us today. For Taylor Dahl, Tom McManus, RJ Saunders, I'm Lauren Brooks. With you, it has been Helmets and Heels. These heels are made for talking. We will talk to you on Monday. But don't go near. The Frangie Show is next.
Welcome.